Number one. Well, all I can say is, oh my God. I was sitting in my bedroom reading a book when at about 11 p.m. I heard knocking. It wasn't a normal knock. It was a slow, constant one. I got up out of bed to see what it was. I looked out of the window and to my surprise saw two children. I opened the window and asked them what they wanted at this time of night, and they replied simply saying, "Let us in." I said no and asked what for, and all I got back from them was, "We want to use your bathroom." I was quite shocked that children of about 10 years old wanted to use a stranger's bathroom at this time of night, so I told them no. I closed the window, but looked at them through the glass, and to my surprise, I glanced at their eyes, and I have never, ever seen eyes like them. They were black, completely black. I got the feeling of evil and unhappiness, and it surrounded me. It was horrible. Number two. This story happened to me in Edinburgh in Scotland. It was about 11 p.m. and I'd just finished reading a magazine in bed. I felt tired and switched off the light to sleep. I woke up 2 hours later because I heard some strange noises near my front door, and at first I thought it was my flatmate, but it was far too early for him to be back from work. The next thing made me jump out of bed. It sounded like someone was trying to force entry into my flat. I grabbed my mobile just in case I had to call the police, and I ran to the kitchen to check who was at the front door, but there was nobody there. I could still hear the noise. I locked the doors up and down, left the key inside to make sure nobody could get in, and I went back to my room. I always sleep with the curtains open because I like moonlight falling into my room, but this time there was no moonlight. There were three children outside my window with totally black eyes and pale faces. I felt terror, absolute overwhelming sense of terror, and I think they were all about the same age, but sensed they were very, very old. One child was repeating, "Let us in, let us in, let us in," and knocking on the window. I knew that I couldn't do what he asked. I could sense danger. I don't know how else I could explain it. The child was repeating again, "Let us in, let us in, let us in," constantly, and I jumped into my bed shaking and crying every time I heard the knock and request. I was shivering like crazy. It went on for the next couple of hours, and I don't know whether I fell asleep, but I know I woke up completely drained of energy, and I can't stop thinking about that night. Number three. I was away on business, leaving my girlfriend home alone with our cat, Napoleon. She said she was reading while the TV was on, and our cat was peacefully sleeping on her lap. All of a sudden, he started staring at the door leading outside. He then meowed loudly and ran into the bedroom. He had never acted like that before. She just thought he was being weird. Just as she got comfortable again, the doorbell rang, and she thought it was strange that someone would visit at that time of night. She got up, peeked through the hole, and saw nothing. Shrugging her shoulders and turning away, just then, someone knocked very loudly. She got goosebumps, but curiosity got the better of her. She opened the door a little to see who was there, and she saw a boy of about 10 or 11. She opened the door and asked what he wanted. There are other apartments around us, so she thought maybe he got locked out. And that's when she noticed his eyes. She saw the light spilled out into the hall, but his eyes were completely black. She said she was frozen to the spot as the child asked to be let in. That was when the cat came out of the bedroom and lay on the floor hissing. She said she was drawn to say yes, but as she stared into those black eyes, she suddenly slammed the door and quickly bolted it. She said she listened for the footsteps to walk away, but heard nothing. After a few heart-stopping moments, she risked a look outside, but the child had disappeared. She said she had never been so frightened in her life, and she credited Napoleon the cat with breaking her paralysis, because if he had not started hissing, she wasn't sure if she would have been able to not tell the child not to enter into our apartment. I tend to agree.